Pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
Take the gun.
Yep.
Thank you. Just use the target. Go ahead. I think I'll just. That is good idea. Yeah. You're not gonna.
No, that's what I mean. No. Yeah, now I feel better hearing that, but
Yeah.
But they're fun.
Minimum brightness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6. Pew pew. Getting a little long in the neck. The Vortex Razor AMG UH-1. They don't call it the Huey for nothing. This thing looks like a brick. No two ways around it. However, when getting it in hand and feeling it and using it on a gun, it doesn't really feel like one. In fact, weight-wise, this is only 0.6 of an ounce heavier than the Eotech XPS 3.3 that I reviewed several months ago. So if you think that weight is going to be an issue with this, it really isn't going to be. On that note, let's start off with the cons, because there are a few things about this that I don't care for too much. However, there are a lot of things that I do really like about it. Starting off with the cons, it might be one for you. For me, it's not. There is no night vision on this. Unlike I think the Eotech had night vision. This does not. The minimum brightness this gets to is perfect for low light situations, pitch black basically. However, no NV, sorry. The next thing is, and again, it's not really a problem. It's just odd, I guess. As you saw in the video, at the maximum brightness setting, this thing distorts like crazy. It gets so bright. However, because it gets so bright, you'll probably never have to use that setting. And it only happens when you get the really high really high brightness settings do you really start to see that distort like that. Another thing, the auto off feature is only either on at 14 hours or off. There is no intermediate, you can't change it. And the tinted glass, which again, it is what it is. I've used a scope on guns for a few hours, and I usually don't like the tinted glass. However, it didn't seem to really bother me as much on this optic as it had in others in the past. There is a distinguishable color difference, but it was never really taking away from anything about the optic. While we're talking about the clarity, it's crystal clear. No surprise there. Zero magnification. It is a holographic sight, so no matter where you have this in orientation to your eye, the reticle will always stay the same size. I really like the reticle on this. It's very functional. It's super clean, neat, easy to use. It has a BDC at the bottom. Depending on what firearm you put this on, it's going to be equivalent to different drops, of course, but it is nice that it is there. I will say this, with this optic zeroed in at about 50 yards on a 10mm carbine, the drop is almost equivalent to 200 yards, so it works well enough. A couple of things I really like about it: quick release lever. Comes on all of them. It's standard. It's really nice. It is adjustable if you have to tighten it up. You simply disconnect it. You screw this in. You could do it almost with a fingernail. You get in there with a small coin or flathead screwdriver. You can adjust the tension on this. You lock it, and it's got a nice little double lock feature over here. You have to push down this little detent before you can unclip it. It works really well. Your elevation and windage changes are done simply with a coin or the back of a rimmed cartridge. And this little feature is really nice. Rechargeable USB. If you have a rechargeable battery inside this, you can plug it up with a micro USB cable, and guess what? It'll charge up the battery. Really sweet. Power is easy. It's one button on, both buttons simultaneously to shut off, and of course, one brightness change per click, and we'll get it to the sun level right there. It's not just picking this up in the camera as being that distorted. Even looking through it with my eye, it's also that distorted. Not as bright, it's a little bit dimmer than that, but it does distort, and that's one of the things I don't like about it. However, it distorts at such a high brightness level, like even that is still pretty bright. During the daytime, if we were outside in direct sunlight, it wouldn't be as bad as it is currently at night, or at least in a dimly lit room. The overall feel of this optic is really good. The build quality is absolutely there. It is made in the US. It does have a UK made reticle. You can see it right there at the bottom. A bunch of other information. The PDF user manual on this has a lot more information if you need it. It's linked in the description below. And that's basically it. Now, to give you a size comparison, I'll pull in the XPS 3.3 that I reviewed several months ago. And as you can see, it's not that much bigger. In fact, dimensionally, lengthwise, they're identical. The only real difference is the back of the hood. Which one do you prefer? Entirely up to you. However, the Eotech is going to be a lot more expensive than this UH-1. The UH-1 currently is about $350 online. That is down from when they originally hit the market at around $400. And I bet with Black Friday and Christmas coming along, you're going to get these for a little bit less than that as well. I do like it. I do recommend it. And I'm not actually going to be selling this. I'm going to be giving it to my brother to put on his Chris Vector in 10mm. That was the gun that I did a lot of shooting with it, and it just looks fantastic on the rifle. It really completes it. If you ever play PlanetSide 2, it looks like the Blitz with putting basically a holographic sight on top. It is freaking awesome. And it never missed a beat. Battery compartment's really easy to open up. I'm not going to do it all the way. You can see it turning. You do have a slit on top if you need to use it with coin, but it is captive. Everything on this is captive, even though that's the only screw that really comes off. It's great. I love it. It works great, and I'm not going to let it go. That's how much I like it. The Eotech, I'm probably still going to be holding on to just as a comparison's sake, because it is really nice and it is held to a pretty high standard. But comparing the two, which one would I keep? Or rather, which one would I choose to use? I think I'd go with the UH-1. Thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.